Hello there, planner friends. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. Happy to have you. Happy to have you join us in the planner land. And if you are not new here, welcome back. I'm so happy that you came back to watch another video. Today, I thought I would walk you through setting up my 2024 work bullet journal. And you see I've got a stack of stuff here. I've been just slowly accumulating some things that I wanted to try. And I just thought I'd bring you along for the setup. So if you have been following my channel for a while, you know that for work I do kind of a modified bullet journal. All of my calendaring is done in Outlook. And so really it's just tracking projects, meeting notes, and things like that, to-do lists. And so I do that in my in a work bullet journal. I call it bullet journal very loosely. I'll link in the cards up above the most recent flip through of how I do my bullet journals and I for work, and I kind of walk through some older issues and show you some of the things that I've done and how I approach my project planning and management and work. For this last 6 months, I've been using an Erin Condren 7x9 spiral notebook, and I actually hacked up a monthly planner with a notebook. So let me see if I can find a blank page. And I use the productivity pages, and that's how I've been using or working for the last probably 6 months, maybe a little bit longer. And actually I think it has been longer. I think it's probably been most of 2023. I modified this one to start in June because that's the beginning of our fiscal year. So it had June through December calendar pages. And my original plan was to use these for tracking projects and use this page here for tracking, you know, milestones, deliverables, things like that. And then back here tracking big projects. As you can see by how blank December is, that did not happen. I found that it was easier to track it online because I was tracking milestones that my team was working on, and it was easier for me to just use places where they were already working. So I decided I wasn't going to use this for 2024. As much as I love the productivity pages that Erin Condren has and the paper, I wanted to use something a little bit smaller just because it takes up a lot of space on my desktop. So let me start by pull some of this stuff out of the way and just start by showing you the two notebooks that are contenders. You'll notice there's a theme here. Green is the theme for at least the first half of the year. We'll see from there. I don't know why, I was just in a green mood. I got both of these on Amazon. I will put the links in the notes if you're interested in checking these out for yourself. This one is really nice because it has the elastic closure, and it has a pocket in the back here with, you know, the same kind of thing you would get with a Leuttchturm in terms of the stickers. This is the brand Paper Age. So has the stickers that you can use for the front. It also has a little slip pocket here. This one is grid that I got, and I really like it. And I was seriously considering going back to grid paper because I was giving up my Erin Condren notebook. But then this one came in. Both of these are from Amazon, and I really like this one. It's thicker, so I think it will last me longer. I don't know the brand because it's not in here, but the thing that I liked about this one was that it has the date at the top, and the lines are dotted, so there's a little more subtle. So comparatively, I'll just put them side by side so you can see. Also, this is a little bit smaller. You can see not much, but a little bit smaller. And I've been writing online pages in my Erin Condren notebook. I wasn't sure if the grid would annoy me or not. So I thought I'd start the year out in the lined and see how it goes. Because this one is not as thick, I was concerned that I wouldn't get but a few months use out of it. So I'm going to put it on the shelf. But it is still definitely a contender, and I really like the paper, really like the hardcover. If I were on the go for work, this would be, you know, if I were traveling or moving around during my day from meeting place to meeting place, like on site or visiting clients or something, this would be great because it looks really nice, and it's got a nice closure. The only thing it doesn't have is a pin loop. And it has that pocket in the back. So this is definitely a contender, and I'm pretty sure they had this in lined versions as well. So that's going to be kind of a backup, I think, for me. So this is the one that I'm going to use. Like I said, I like that it has the date at the top, that it's subtle. I'm very much a fan for work of a coil binding, because I just want to have enough room to write my notes for the day, not have rings getting in the way, not have a big book bound style book. I've used those before for A5, and it just takes up so much of your desk, right? It takes up this much room, and I like having the flexibility to flip it over and just have that small area. So we'll see how this goes. I haven't used this size coil bound before for work. I have a couple of smaller A5 size. I have one from Erin Condren and one from Plum Paper that I have bought in the past. The Plum Paper one I use when I'm training, and it's just all personal and professional development. I keep all of my notes from any classes in that, so I have them all in one place. And that's kind of what inspired me to buy this, was I really like that, having the smaller footprint. And this was cheaper and faster than ordering from Erin Condren or Plum Paper, so I thought, what the heck, I'll give it a try, and it was green, and I just thought it was pretty. So what do I have? Oh, the other thing is, this particular notebook came with these page flags. I had them tucked in the other notebook just because I wasn't sure I was going to use them because they're neon, but I might, because this would be nice to have. We have a couple of really big projects going on this year, and this would be nice to use to flag the pages for. We have a couple of big projects in the first half that I could maybe color code everything for those projects. So we'll see. I may use those. This one does not have a pocket in the back, but I'm going to show you what my plan is to handle that. And let me also show you some of the other things that I have here. This is my stack of stuff. So I saw these, and I apologize, I can't remember who it was that I saw these that had them. They were using them for a bullet journal, and I just thought it was the niftiest thing. I will try to find the link where I bought these and include that in the notes, but they're stickers. Let me open it and show you. These are stickers, and they're one per month for the entire year, so you've got the whole year. And then there's also a couple of extra back here that's like blank months. So I guess if you wanted to start it earlier, there's a yearly log and then a year at a glance. I am thinking that what I'm going to do, there's also, let me show you one other thing. There's also these tabs, numbered tabs, and it says 2024, and then these colored dots that you could like use on the calendar. And so what I was thinking is that I would like to use these kind of as the cover page for each month in this notebook. So my thought was that at the beginning of a month, I would stick this down, you know, maybe center it at the top. I don't know. I'll figure that out month over month, but have that in my notebook for the month. And then down here at the bottom, I could log the important deliverable dates or release dates or things like that that are related to that month, things that I want to track or that reporting on for when I'm doing my annual review at the end of the year. And then my thought was I would use these tabs to denote the beginning of the month. So if this notebook actually lasted me the whole year or even 6 months, I would have a quick and easy way to find where each month was. So that's my thought here. The other nice thing is that these colors roughly coordinate to these. So I could use these dots on my monthly page and the flags to flag the pages where there are things related to those projects, if I decide to use those. But I really, really liked this where it was just a sticker and I could stick it down. And then having the tab it all came in the kit. So that was really nice. Like I said, I'll try to link that in the notes below if you're interested. So then solving the problem of the not having a pocket, which is important to me because I keep some things that I print out in the back of my Erin Condren notebook. So I've got some stuff stuck back here, and I'd like to be able to do that moving forward. So I had a couple of ideas. One is I have this cute sticker that I got in a Cocoa Daisy kit, and it is green, kind of coordinates, and I just really like the sloth and the think outside the box, so I thought that was fun. I might use that. I also have this pocket, which was part of a set of clear pockets that I got on Amazon, and I had thought about, you know, potentially sticking this one back here in the back, and I could use it for, you know, like an index card or something. I could even slit the top and kind of make it a slash pocket if I wanted. So I'm thinking I'm probably going to stick that there. I do have some other smaller, well, one other smaller pocket there that I could use, and potentially even put it up here. Let me take it out and see. That might be an option. So I could stick it, you know, like here. This will go a little further down, and maybe that one's there, and that could be for business cards. I don't know. I kind of wish it was flip-flopped so that it was like that, but I don't know. That's still to be determined. I don't know if I'll use that one. I definitely am going to put this one here, though. So that's another thing that I had. I want to put 2023 on the front here. I had thought about ordering a vinyl sticker, and then I was just trying to shop my stash. Like, what do I have? What can I use that I already have that I don't have to order something that other than the notebooks? I was really trying to do this. And so then I thought about this, except for what's the problem here? There's no numbers. So this is not going to work. I thought it would be perfect because I was like, look, the green's coordinate. It's a little grid. It's so pretty. It's already bought. But it doesn't have numbers. So I don't know what I'm going to do with that, but I'm going to stick it in the back for whenever. Other things that I have bought over the course of the years of bullet journaling that I'm shopping my stash to use for this are these stickers. And this is something else that I got on Amazon. And if I can find the link, I will link these as well. But I just thought these were so neat. So you may remember that what I do in my work bullet journal is I write the day of the week and the day, and I pick a color for the month. So for example, Valentine's for February, pink, red, you know, that kind of thing. And every date for the month of February would be in a pink or a red. In my mind, April is always purple. I don't know why, or excuse me, May is always purple. I don't know why, but it is. And so I always use a purple highlighter in May. And so then at the beginning of each day, I write that day in that color ink at the top of the page. But when I found these, I was originally thinking I was going to use these for my bullet journal when I was bullet journaling. And so I bought them, and they're vellum. And so I thought, well, this is they're really pretty and they're classy looking. How nice would that be for work to just, you know, not that anybody sees this because I work from home, but just to stick that, you know, at the top of the page like that. And I could write the day of the week, you know, Monday there, because these are not, they have, let me hold it up. You can see they have like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday there, teeny tiny. So I guess you could circle it if you wanted. But I'd probably just stick it right there and just write, it really doesn't matter if the day is there, but I just thought those would be really pretty and classy, and I could use them throughout the year. It has all 12 months of the year in here. And I guess like February 14th is highlighted, so there are some holidays highlighted, April Fools, but it goes all the way through 12. So that was my thought. Although I'll be honest, this may be a challenge for me to keep up throughout the year, just because I tend to forget sometimes to write the date down and go back the next day and go, oh yeah, those were notes from yesterday, I better write it down. So I don't know, we'll see. These are still TBD, but I just thought they were pretty, and they were sitting in a drawer not being used, so why not use them, right? So other than that, the only other things, and this is going to be a relatively short video because my work bullet journal is very simple. I don't do a lot. I did print out these holidays and a year at a glance. I originally thought I would do the personal size and just stick it down, but I think that's too small. So I printed the A5, and trimmed it a little extra so that it'll fit on the page. So my plan is to glue that down here, and then how pretty that green, these flowers go with this. I just think it's so pretty. So my thought was, I'm either going to have it be this page, or my other thought was to have it be this page and have the holidays next to it. That may or may not, I think that's a little much, honestly. So probably what I'll do is I'll put the holidays on this side, and I'll put the year at a glance here, and then I'll have my pocket here. And then what I'm going to do beyond that is, this will be my first entry for January. There's a little hump there. This is a little warped. And other than that, my other thought is to figure out some way back here to break this up. I'd like to have a section in the back. So the front will be meeting notes, to-do lists, tasks, day-to-day activities. But I'd like to have a section here in the back, and I don't need that many pages, I don't think, but I'd like to have a section back here in the back where I can make note of the conversations or the things I want to talk about with folks when I'm having my one-on-ones with either my managers, my vice president, or the folks that are reporting to me for different projects, or, you know, on my team. So I'm thinking that I'm going to just grab a section of this notebook and put a tab here that will say one-on-ones, or, you know, meetings or whatever. And then I'll have a page for each person. And then when that page is full, I'll just flip to the next blank page and start over. That's kind of my thought, because a lot of times I'll be in a meeting with somebody else and I'll say, well, let me go to, next time I have my one-on-one, I'll talk to them about it. And then I don't always remember. And then I'm in a one-on-one and some people are like, do you have anything else you want to talk about? And I'm like, no, I'm good. And then 5 minutes later, when I finish the call, I remember 5 things that I wanted to talk to them about. So my thought was to start logging it here, having it separate rather than woven into the fabric of my notebook. And that's what I have done this year, is just flip to a blank page and written somebody's name and put things in there, but then it gets lost over the course of a week or two. So let's do the little bit of setup that I'm going to do here. And yeah, so let me know in the comments, do you, first of all, do you bullet journal for work, or how do you keep track of your work to-dos and things that you're completing when you're working? He kind of disappears in there, doesn't he? But he's still cute. Whenever I stick something in there, he'll show up. And he'll be so cute. If you don't bullet journal, what do you do? How do you keep track of your work to-dos and your tasks and activities, and things that you might need to report to your management later in the year? And what kind of a method do you use? Do you do it all digital, or do you do it in a hybrid fashion? Some electronic and some digital. I'll be honest, that's kind of how I do. My team uses Slack, and I use the features in Slack to keep track of conversation topics and things. That's what I've been doing for the last month or two. And then the other day, I couldn't find where I had set it up in Slack, and I had like just quote unquote pages and pages of notes in Slack that I couldn't find, and that made me a little paranoid. And I was like, no, I'm going to do it in my notebook next year. So how do you keep track of things like that? How do you manage all of your tasks and conversations you might have with people, things you're responsible for? If you're managing projects, how do you track your projects? I'm very curious to know how other people do it. I have been thinking seriously about perhaps doing a series on that and on my YouTube channel for next year, just kind of walking through with some fictional maybe type of project to show you guys how I do things. Let me know in the comments if you think that's something you'd be interested in. So here, I'm just going to stick this down. I'm just using double-sided tape, nothing fancy. I may go back and put a little bit of packing tape over the edge of this page once I get these two. This paper is nice and thick, but I know this will be one that I flip back and forth to quite frequently, and so I want to protect it so that it lasts. So let's see, stick this one down. This is also a good way to get past that first page of a notebook, you know, where you're like, I don't want, I'm that way. I don't like to put something on the first page of a notebook. And so when I was starting to bullet journal, this is how I got past having a blank first page. I would always just stick a calendar on there, and that kind of took care of the page for me, and I didn't have to worry about that blank page syndrome. And I also got a calendar out of the deal. So now I kind of do that in all my notebooks. Okay, so this will be the holidays. And I think the other thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to come back in here and highlight the holidays where our company's closed, so that I'll know specifically which holidays are the ones that we have off and can tell at a glance. Because, like, you know, tax day, we don't have off. Easter Sunday, that's a Sunday, so I don't have off. But New Year's Day, I have off, you know. So I want to put the things in here, highlight those, so I'll be able to, at a quick look, be able to tell. That made that really nice and thick. So I think if I put a piece of packing tape over the edges to protect it, that will be a nice reference for next year. And then I will start my January notes here when I come back to work. Let me stick this other pocket in the back. I'm going to stick it down here in this corner. Not exactly straight, but it's okay. This is not anything anybody else is going to ever see except for you guys right now and me for the rest of the year, especially since I work from home. Nobody will know. And it's not brain surgery, so it really doesn't matter. So I think what I'm going to do in this pocket is stick these guys so that I will have them. If I find that the bump starts to bother me from having this little bulk in the back, then I will, where did the dots go? I'll move them. Let's see, is that going to be too bumpy? Yeah, that's definitely a hump. I don't think I'd like that. So I'll take those out. Maybe I'll just stick these guys in there. And I could, that would be really fun. I could just stick this on top, so I'd have two pockets nested. Let's do that. Yeah, I like that. And then he can go in here. And if I can figure out what I did with the dots, okay, I literally haven't moved from my desk. How could they have disappeared? Oh, there they are. Okay. Those can go right there. These will go back in the little pouch because I don't want to lose them, and I'll put them in a safe space, which means I'll be guaranteed to not find them when February comes. Yeah, so I think that's it. I'll go back and just double check that there isn't anything that I want to write work related here. I don't think there is anything that I need to carry over. And if not, then I'll stick this down and I'll put the January deadlines that I know of here. And then when I come back to work on the first, well, no, the 3rd, because I'm off until the 3rd, I'll start my first day with my stickers right here. And that will be my work bullet journal. So, hope you guys found it at least mildly entertaining. Oh, one other thing. This is my current favorite pen that I'm using for work. It's the Sharpie S-Gel. But I have a confession. It's not the Sharpie ink in here. I just really like the gold barrel and the way it writes and the way it feels in my hand with my arthritis. So I took it's a 0.7 ink. So if you like the 0.7 ink, then you'd probably really like it. I don't. So I took a Sharpie 0.5 and put in here instead. I just swapped them out. And I gave my husband the 0.7 and a boring old black pen, and I kept the pretty gold pen. So that will be my pen. And then for the month of January, I will probably use some type of a gray-blue color highlighter or Tombow for my main color for the month. Like I said, I just usually pick a color. That's more purple. But I'll pick a color, and that'll be the color that I'll use for the month, and then I'll just highlight my pages at the top, unless I use these stickers, which I'm still very enamored of, so I probably will use those, at least give them a try. Anyway, that is my work bullet journal setup for 2024, simple as it may be. I hope you guys found it somewhat interesting. If you have any questions about how I handle my work notebook, I will be happy to answer those in the comments. There, I can't really show a whole lot other than the ones in the video that I did a while back, because those are prior years, so you know it's no longer confidential information. But anything current, I really can't show that for confidentiality reasons. But I can certainly talk about things on a general way, and share any information if you're interested. More than happy to do that. So I hope you all have a very happy holiday season, a very Merry Christmas, and I will be back with more content after the holidays are over. Take care. Talk to you soon. Bye, everybody.